You're with The Sound of Ideas from IdeaStream Public Media. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thanks for staying with us. If an adult has trouble reading, life might become more difficult for that person in ways that maybe aren't so obvious. It might be hard getting where you need to go if you're not familiar with the directions. Reading a menu could be problematic if there aren't pictures alongside descriptions. Beyond some things that might be inconvenient, it can become a health problem if you can't understand medical instructions on a prescription from a doctor. It could impact your access to pretty much anything. If it stops you from applying for a job, for example, if you're not already employed. In Cuyahoga County, 54% of adults are reading below a proficient level. That's according to data analyzed by the Literacy Cooperative in Cleveland. This is a problem Seeds of Literacy has been working to address for nearly 30 years by providing free education to adults in the greater Cleveland area. Today, we'll hear about their programs and the change they've seen in terms of need and results ahead of their Prom for a Purpose event that's coming up on May 16th, which I will be at. I think I have a fun job, as I understand. We'll get to that a little bit later. Now, with us today to talk about literacy support for adults in Cleveland, Seeds of Literacy student Tina Weaver is with us. Tina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We also have Seeds of Literacy tutor Jane Bonet with us. Jane, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
And the CEO of Seeds of Literacy is with us as well, Bonnie Entler. Bonnie, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
If you want to join this conversation, you can call us at 866-578-0903. You can also email us at soi@ideastream.org, or you can message us on Instagram at The Sound of Ideas. Now, Bonnie, we started by talking about the level of proficiency for reading for adults in Cuyahoga County. What does it mean to be at a proficient level for reading?
So it's a lot more than just one's ability to actually read. So it's really understanding, comprehension, and able to kind of problem solve information. So when people hear the word literacy, they always associate it strictly with one's reading level. So it's a lot more in depth. It's that ability to understand and comprehend information.
Okay, and when we talk about it being beyond reading at Seeds of Literacy, there are many subjects that you offer help with in terms of that comprehension and that overall picture. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, so we help students prepare for their high school diploma, which also entails reading, writing, social studies, science, and math. And as students pass that high school equivalency, we also help them transition into the next step, whether it's post-secondary or workforce training programs.
Okay. We have Tina here. Tina, you are a student and a student ambassador with Seeds of Literacy. What subjects are you studying right now with Seeds of Literacy?
Science right now.
Okay.
Yep, science.
That's
I'm just
nice.
focusing on science right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you started with Seeds of Literacy in 2020, and that was over Zoom, but then you took a break. What was it that got you back into the program?
It was the people at Seeds of Literacy reaching out to me, just reminding me not to quit, just encouraging me to stay on the path that I was on to better myself, my position in life, and to help other people in my family.
Sure. I imagine in 2020, that was a virtual situation.
Yes.
Was that difficult? How did that play into it?
That was very difficult for me. I tried to do virtual. However, once you get a tutor that resonates with you, you might not get that same tutor again.
In the virtual experience?
Yeah. So you have to wait, or you have to come back in an hour. I mean, you never know what might come up in that hour, but you try to get back on, and still that person is not available to you. So that was kind of discouraging for me.
And it was a tutor, I understand, that reached out to you and got you back into the program?
Absolutely. Just encouraging me to not to lose sight of the journey I was on, to just come on back. It don't matter where you at. Just don't be discouraged.
And it worked, and you're back in the program.
I did. I came on back. She reached out again after that. I didn't exactly come back on Zoom, but after that, Becca reached out to me, and she says, well, we have classes opening up. They're opening up, and you might be interested in coming in and, doing
In
in
person,
class,
right?
yeah, in person. And so I said, oh, yeah, that would be wonderful. So I tried that. Of course, I had to do the orientation over again because I had been out for a while. But that was the best thing that ever happened.
So, Jane, you're a tutor. So
Yes.
tell us about what is it that inspired you to become a tutor with Seeds of Literacy.
What inspired me? Well, I started out tutoring in North Olmsted. They had a GED program at that time. And I really enjoyed being with the students. I made friends with the students. I made friends with the other tutors, the classroom director, and found that I really loved it. And then I found out about Seeds and started going there, and I've been there for a long time.
About how long would you say?
26 years.
26 years. I'd say that's a long time.
Yes.
Seeds has been around since 1997, so that's a good portion of the existence of the program.
Yes.
So what did it take to get started as a tutor with Seeds of Literacy?
Well, we had orientation. At that time, it was at St. Coleman Church on the west side. And then we started tutoring. It wasn't a big deal back then, really. And we had the materials to work with, and we had lots of students, and we just worked together with the students and at their own pace, and one-on-one, which I think makes a world of difference. I talked to students that had been in other programs where they were in a classroom full of people, and it didn't really work for them. They liked the one-on-one attention. And you can encourage them, you can look in their eyes and see when the light goes off. It makes a world of difference, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Tina, it sounds like that resonated with you, the one-on-one tutoring.
Yes, that did. That is awesome because, like she said, you can be in a classroom full of people that are more advanced or whom you think is more advanced than you, and that is discouraging. And then somehow the teacher focus on the ones that is more advanced opposed to you. You just have to help yourself along to catch up. So yeah, that one-on-one is effective. It's very effective.
Well, reading and comprehension is something that happens inside of us, right? So it's not something that you could necessarily tell if you're in a group setting. So I can see how having that one-on-one connection would be particularly helpful. And Jane talked about what it took for her to get involved with the program. Sounds like 26 years ago, it was a pretty low barrier to entry to be able to support people. Bonnie, what's that look like now if someone wants to get involved and be a tutor?
Tutoring is open to everyone. We actually offer a tutor training session about every 6 weeks. We have in-person training, we have virtual training, as well as self-paced training. Our tutors go through this training process, and after they complete the training, they go through an observation. They're matched with a current tutor to kind of observe and see how our classroom operates. And then once they're comfortable, we'll match them with a student. And then we do ongoing professional development so that there's constant learning happening throughout their time training or tutoring with us.
Okay. So part of what happens, Bonnie, at Seeds of Literacy is help with preparing for the GED and the HiSET. A lot of people are probably familiar with the GED, the General Educational Development Test, and passing that test is generally accepted as the equivalent of earning a high school diploma. Tell us a little bit more about HiSET and what the differences are there.
So HiSET is just a different vendor of the high school diploma, but it does offer a paper version of the test, where the GED exam is a computerized test. So it's nice to have that option if students want to take that paper pencil version. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of close test sites that offer that option, but it is available to students if they want to take a paper pencil version of the test.
Okay. And do you have to be pursuing a GED or a HiSET to get services at Seeds of Literacy?
Absolutely not. We have many students who come to Seeds just wanting to really learn how to read, building on basic skills, everything from phonics all the way through past high school equivalency. Many of our grads will come back as we help them kind of transition into whatever their next journey is.
Tina, let's learn a little bit more about your story. So you're pursuing the GED at Seeds of Literacy. You weren't able to finish high school when you were 16 years old. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Oh, yes. I had got pregnant at the age of 16. So didn't feel comfortable in school at all. More so embarrassed than anything, and dropped out. End up having 7 children, which
7, my
I
goodness.
love. I adore them totally, and they actually saved my life. So yeah, it was just so hard for me because at that time, as my kids grew and got into school, I was able to help them, with their math and their reading as far as up to the 7th grade. And then it got hard for me, and I was like, what? So I had to improvise, if you would say, and have my oldest child help the one up under him, and so forth and so on. But it kind of brought me to thinking that I need to get back in school, not just to help my children, but my grandchildren. I'm like, what about my grandchildren?
Those grandbabies. Okay, let's talk about that. How many grandbabies?
24.
24. 2 dozen. That's a lot of people to be responsible
Yes.
for. That's a lot of motivation, I would say.
It is. It definitely is. So I wanted to be able to help them as well. But Seeds of Literacy has helped me with that, has encouraged me with that, because now I can help my granddaughter, who's in the 9th grade, right, with her homework. And it feels amazing. It really does.
And what an opportunity to connect with
Yes.
that young
Yes.
person,
Yes.
have that one-on-one moment with your grandbaby.
Yeah, and not only that, it encourages her to help the ones underneath her, that's coming up.
So we only have a short amount of time here. So Bonnie, I want to touch on a couple of things. First of all, you talked about comprehension. So tell us about the other life skills that this helps support. Financial literacy, those kinds of things.
Health literacy, digital literacy, education is that foundation to absolutely everything. But not only are we helping to really build students' education, I think one of the greatest things is the confidence and the self-esteem that our students really develop as they go through our program. I had the wonderful experience of having Tina join me in a variety of advocacy efforts, and she shares her story with such great passion to really inspire others to kind of take on that journey. So I'm always so proud of our students, and I always share that they are the motivation that keeps me at Seeds.
And there's an event coming up, May 16th. Tell us about the prom.
We have our second chance prom. Many of our students, since they didn't graduate from high school, did not attend prom, so we are hosting our special event as a prom theme on May 16th at the Lantern Room in Ohio City from 6 to 9, and Stephanie is one of our hosts.
I will be there.
Yes.
I have been asked to be the prom queen, and my husband will be joining me, Mike Polk from WKYC. He'll be the prom king, and we did not go to prom together, so this will be an experience for us as well, for sure. I want to thank you all for being here and sharing your stories with us today as we learn a bit more about Seeds of Literacy. Bonnie, where should people go to learn more?
Our website is the most informative, seedsofliteracy.org, or you can call us at 216-661-7950.
All right, that's Bonnie Entler, CEO of Seeds of Literacy. We have Jane Bonet with us, tutor at Seeds of Literacy, and Tina Weaver, student and student ambassador at Seeds of Literacy. Thank you so much.